am 100% English, all right? And I'm qualified to take a stance on many things from it home. But I think if you want to come here and retire here, treat the local people with the respect that they give you, all right? As we know, at home, you don't get treated with any respect at all. If you're ordinary Joe, no, you don't. You're from a group that is disliked, okay, and you're from a group that is playing politics over, all right, and you're not treated as well as you were in the boom time of the UK, which is the 60s and 70s. No, you're treated as very, very low down the social pecking order. Yet there's millions of you. I find that unusual. Okay, but I've been around a long time now, and I saw the gradual decline in the manner that lower middle class and working class people are treated in the UK. All right, okay. Decisions can't be made in the UK because of red tape. Okay, so like I said, if you come here, yeah, it's got an expanding economy. There is a catch net system. And always remember there is a difference between travel insurance and medical insurance. If you leave the UK for more than 6 months, you will lose your NHS entitlement. So the best thing to do is live here for 3 months of the year, okay, and then go back home for a while and come back. All right, that's what I would do, because if you were here all the time, you would need medical insurance, not travel insurance. There's a big difference, all right? You need to look at medical insurance. You also, if you're on medication, you need to see if that medication is available here. So some things are available over the counter here that are not in the UK, all right? But I would still have a good doctor. You need a good doctor. Over 60, you need a good doctor by your side in the UK. You can't even get a doctor's appointment, can you? All right? And actually, during my studies, NHS versus private health. Okay. And I did a course within that on dementia. All right. Dementia, okay, which is an umbrella term. So you get different types underneath. Okay. Lewy bodies, Alzheimer's, etc. It's difficult to diagnose. Very, very difficult to diagnose. And it takes a long period to diagnose it. So there was a guy there, a case study. He was a wealthy businessman and obviously went for private health. Every time he would attend a specialist, he would get billed, okay? And they, in fact, took longer to diagnose his state of dementia than what the NHS would, because they're making money. All right, okay? So, as he said, every time I went to see the specialist, kerching, all right? So the money went in the till, all right? Okay, with the NHS, I think if you've got something like dementia, you're going to be seen, hopefully, at the best time, and the diagnosis will be free, and it will be over a shorter period. And it won't cost you like the way that private health does, all right? So in the UK, it's better to be public health than public sector than private sector, all right? Public health is always better because you don't have to pay for it, all right? Okay. There are other cases which cost millions of dollars and things. But here, if you decide to leave the NHS, okay, all right, I would get medical insurance, all right, okay, I just would. You would engage in private health here, and it will cover you, all right, because you could hit something and you don't want to be out of pocket, and also check that whether you've got to see a doctor here as opposed to going to a pharmacy. Pharmacies, because they are at the right point in their civilization in Thailand, the pharmacies here are brilliant. Okay, they're next to doctors. Um, they've got a million things in there to sort out a million problems, and they are very, very good. All right, very professional. They'll sell you Western drugs. They'll also give you some form of medical advice. All right, okay. And I would say the pharmacists in Thailand are next to doctors. Okay, they come in with the infrastructure. They're on every street corner. All right. Yeah. So, like I said, tomorrow I leave here in Pattaya. I've done 3 nights here. The last one's tonight, and I've had an early night on all of them. What goes on outside doesn't appeal to me, um, but I'm not here to judge. Okay, so if you like joining in with non-family entertainment, that's entirely your choice. All right, okay, that's fine. But it you can get away quite cheaply. You're thinking, is it a cheap holiday? Yeah, but if you engage in non-family entertainment, the price goes up. All right, okay, so you'll start paying more for a beer. And I mean, you've got these bars where you've got these lovely ladies sat in them. When you sit in that bar, say you have a Coke, okay, or a beer, and then the lady who's made a beeline for you or tempted you in will say, "Would you like to buy me a drink?" And you say, if you say no, they all go a bit funny. If you say yeah, you buy them a drink. All right, okay. So these places were called clip joints in the UK in the 1950s, and a clip joint was in Soho. You went in, they had a selection of lovelies there, and they would come up and chat to you. They'd be all over you like a cheap suit, yeah. And every time you bought a drink, they would have a card, and they would clip that card for a drink for the girl because she would have one as well. Okay, so when you left, your bill would be twice as much as what you know as your drinks. All right, so they call clip joints. Okay, so the whole clip joint process, which there's nothing wrong in that, because what happens is these places have these lovely looking girls, okay, which range age from about 20, and I'd say some of them are pushing in their late 50s here as well. And what happens is they talk to you, and they what will I describe it as the best? A hostess, yeah. So they talk to you, they sit next to you, and they make you feel very welcome. All right. But what happens is you buy a drink for you, and you buy a drink for them. And the times I have been in these places, they always buy a short. They never have a beer. No, 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 no. They never have the dirt, the local dirge, which you were given to get you drunk fast. No, they have a sophisticated short or something. Yeah. So I mean, good luck to them. Okay. And what happens is they get a percentage of that drink, right? So if you go in there and you're enticed in, you sit down and they say, "Oh, would you like to buy me a drink?" And you say set words off, love. They're not going to be overly that happy with you. So at least buy them a drink, all right? Okay, because they get a percentage of that drink, and it gives them some money to take home with them, all right? A lot of these girls, women, and they're not. When they say girls, there's a lot of them are women. Like they're fully adult. Yeah, you're talking over 38 to up to about 60. Some of them. They're supporting families at home. So, do your bit to help the locals, all right? And Pattaya is a place, like I said, it's a seaside venue. So people come in from outside. You'll find a lot of the women who work in these bars are from Isan or North Thailand or Chiang Mai or wherever. Okay, and they come down to Pattaya to work and then go back home again, all right? Yeah, so enjoy it while you're here. All right. I'm still trying to find something healthy to eat here. Okay. There is a restaurant called Cheap Charlie's, which reminds me I'm going to go along there after this. And I'm going to have beans on toast with cheese on the top. Excellent. When you go to non-tourist Thailand, there is no beans on toast. No, you've got to find stuff that